Hello ratbags, it's Jade PLAYSGAMES. Welcome back to another game news show. Today we've got loads of information about the latest coming to Subnautica, the reaction to Call of Duty World War II trailer, and we've got some information as well about Osiris New Dawn, a brand new update that's just hit. So another brand new update for Subnautica on PC. It should be hitting Xbox within the next couple of weeks. Basically loads of brand new features added to the actual vehicles, particularly the Cyclops. You can see there's all sorts of different things going on. You've got more tools, you've got more instruments, loads of stuff to make it more immersive, like you are piloting your own, proper submarine. You can also now go around a little silently, you can go really quickly, and you've got to fight fires and repair your brand new Cyclops, your actual submarine. You've got shields. It's like being in space. I really like the look of this update. I can't wait to get to this stage. I'm still fumbling around trying to look for a lead suit in my Let's Play. I will be carrying on with that, but this does look tasty. It's going to be good when it does come to console. Lots of different things, lots of new features like the creature deploys. You can see there it just distracts them a lot. We've got a brand new HUD system. They've added like a compass to the top and they've made the UI a little bit cleaner. Brand new secrets areas, again all to do with this alien technology. It's looking really good. I'm really liking the look of this brand new silent running update. So it has got scanning terrain possibilities now. You can actually scan your terrain just like a proper sonar. Emergency shielding if you do come across them big old fishies. And yeah, you're going to have to run around your actual ship now, putting out fires, repairing. I really like the look of this holographic status as well. If they start doing that for a lot more of the, the things you've got in the game, that'd be really cool. And more features added, like, ability to track creatures, let them know if they're coming towards you, etc. So I think this is a really good one. If you're not careful, that is what happens to your Cyclops. It can become damaged and become a wreck now, and you'd have to go and salvage some of your items back from it. At the moment on console, Xbox, Subnautica is still a bit of a buggy, beast. The frame rate is pretty bad. But hopefully, once it releases in August or September, it'll hopefully find out a lot of them kinks. It is also coming to PS4 as well. Now, I'm sure you've seen the hype already centred around Call of Duty's brand new reveal for World War II. It does look pretty good, I'm not going to lie. I don't know if I'm as sold on the hype train. I think comparatively to other things like when Battlefield 1 came out, the trailer for that looks very, very different and slick. Obviously this is World War II, one of the most crucial, one of the most memorable scenes you've ever seen in movies and games is the storming of Normandy. So it looks like you're going to be in charge of this one sort of American infantry unit trying to go along this story. So it's not going to be bombastic, it's going to be about boots on the ground, as everyone calls it. Now, to be honest, I've never had a problem with Call of Duty Infinity. I've just had a problem with Call of Duty spawn points not working, just a whole bunch of unreliable issues in terms of matchmaking. That's always been my issue with Call of Duty games, not necessarily that they went into the future. If you take a look, it is sitting comfortably at more likes than dislikes. That is probably a first for a Call of Duty game in like 3 years. 737 likes versus 62,000 dislikes. And already it's generated 123,000 comments. Comparatively, if you take a look at the Call of Duty Infinity reveal trailer, 573,000 likes, 3.5 million dislikes. It is the most disliked video in its history. I think it's one of the most disliked videos in YouTube history. And again, yes, it's probably had problems. I only played the beta. I didn't like it because of all the spawn issues. It's been a long time since I really was into a Call of Duty game. Probably Black Ops 2, possibly Modern Warfare 3. That was the last ones I really enjoyed. So hopefully good things to come when the game gets released on the 3rd of November, I do believe it is. Will it outdo Battlefield? Is it going to be strong enough to start, getting its mantle back as the best shooter in the world? We'll have to wait and see. They've always sold the most games, undoubtedly, but whether or not they've always been the best shooters, that is definitely up for debate the last few years. On a flip note, if you don't know already, if you're living under a rock, Black Ops 2 is now backwards compatible on the Xbox as well. So if you own it digitally and you haven't downloaded it yet and you fancy having a little nostalgia trip, make sure you go and download that now. A game I covered last year, Osiris New Dawn, is a really good space age survival game. It was lacking quite a lot of content obviously in the last sort of 6 months when it's launched, but it is in development. They have been adding stuff slowly and steadily to it. It hasn't made as many big waves as some of the other big survival games, but it has got its own unique flavour, and that's what I really like about it. We recently just had another update adding a bunch of new features and changes to the actual home planet of Proteus. I actually done a few of these videos exclusively for my patrons. So if you'd be really interested in seeing it, go and check out my Patreon website and you can join and see the videos. They're still up there now. It is a cool game. There is not necessarily huge space exploration, but you can go from planet to planet in a system. And each planet will have different resources, different enemies, etc. They do have plans to release it on console, but as I said, progress has been steady, so I don't think we're going to see it in the next 6 months. We might not even see Osiris until next year. They had planned to release it at some point this year, but I do think that the progress for it has stalled a little bit. But you never know, we might see it come late summer. What they've added in this one, which makes it all just a bit more interesting, is they've added new terrain, added loads of new areas like arches, rock formations, and things like that can matter, especially when you're only exploring 1 or 2 planets that are reasonably sized. They've upgraded the combat system, so it's got combo attacks in it and stuff. Lots of things to do with bullet sounds and the way items look. There's a brand new ranger class, especially if you're playing online, you want to fit into a specific role. A new creature, Snubs, a new boss creature, Cleo. Lots of passive little creatures and bugs. They've redesigned a lot of the spaceships. 2 new dungeons to Proteus 2. They've improved lots of enemy AI and stuff like that as well. In the future they've got plans for space station crafting. And as usual advice with a lot of early games is if you've been playing single player, you may want to wipe your world and start again. So there you go guys, that is the game news. Today I've actually got a bunch of brand new games I want to show you guys. This one I've been given by Nick, thank you mate, he's given me a copy of this, so I'm going to show you some gameplay. It is Ultimate Battle Simulator. Let me know what you would like me to see muck around with if you've seen other YouTubers do it. It does look fun. I've also got early access to a game called Rend. Rend is very early access. In fact, it's not even available for sale yet on Steam. I've been given a key by the developers. I really want to show you guys some gameplay of it. It looks interesting. I've been speaking or watching a lot of the developers talk, and they're comparing it a lot to games like Ark Survival Evolved, but they're also comparing it to MOBAs, World of Warcraft and Battlefields, which sounds like quite a lot of different genres they're trying to make it sound like. I'm going to give it a go. It looks a bit interesting, it looks very colourful. It is a survival game, but you do it in a way of working with a faction. There's 2 factions I do believe at the moment, and you just work towards fulfilling roles. So you might be a hunter, you might be a gatherer, you might be a resource person, you might be a miner. There's lots of different sort of roles. That's the plan for it in the future. At the moment it's third person combat. They do have plans to bring in a first person to the game as well, but like I said, it's very early access. So I'm going to show you some gameplay over the weekend hopefully. I've just got to double check that there is no agreement that I can't show the gameplay, because I've not seen much of it about. As ever with these games, I only really show games that have got a chance to come to console or are guaranteed to come to console. Particularly what I look for from the devs is what their roadmap is and how successful that game will be. If the game is successful on PC, you can bet it's going to be easier to port onto console, especially if they said they've got plans for it. This is another one of them games. It's made using the Unreal Engine 4, the same one that Ark uses, and typically Unreal Engine 4 is a lot easier to port over the games onto console. So anytime you see the Unreal Engine 4 on a PC game, you've got more chance of that coming to Xbox and PS4. So I'm going to be ramping up the early access content I'm going to be giving you guys. I'm going to be starting doing seasons on it instead of trying to upload each video each week. I'm going to start concentrating on one game at a time. Maybe doing daily videos on it for at least 5 or 6 days, and then moving on to the next early access game, and then coming back to it once it's had a brand new update. So there we go guys, that is the JPG game news. I'll be back with lots of art content later on today and tomorrow, and I'm going to be doing my best to show you guys a funny skit from Conan Exiles as well as some Battlegrounds. If you haven't already, put that notification tab on. Make sure you're liking and sharing all my videos, help me out guys. and I'll see you for another game news video very soon. Bye bye.